Hey guys, this is Dread, back with another video. I'm going to be doing something different this time around. I will be doing a commentary as a part of a guide for no damage runs. I think they're a lot of fun. I don't think a lot of people have kind of gotten into it because of how it seems daunting initially. But I'm hoping that by discussing some of the things that I think about when I'm going through these runs, maybe giving some tips and tricks, maybe that might encourage others to give them a go. At the end of the day, once you kind of get a hang of it, it's all about practice. But I'd say they're very, very simple once you get into the swing of things. So without waiting any longer, we can get into it. So yeah, I'm gonna buy the mods first. I actually ended up doing outpost first. Typically I do camp. That one's easier, you can then just go down and mine. But outpost is simple too. You just gotta pray for good RNG. And good RNG being when you blow up that barrel. If you have brutes or defenders or tengu there, it'd be better. But we blow up the barrel, go smoke, set up a barrel. We blow up the barrel and then we set up the kunai kills. So a body shot on the tengu, headshot on the defender, headshot on the brute. And at that point, it's just throwing kunai there. We have an ulti, we'll alt it and use it. And right there, I would have gone for the Oni Lord, but I was just trying to mess around there and have some fun with him for a little while longer. All the while, outpost is done. My teammate's gonna go over to mine. Since I'm not gonna go there to help, I'll just smoke twice, get some ammo back. And the reason why I don't rush over to help is because with these types of runs, you want to be able to clear your zones on your own effectively. By that I mean, you want to be able to do the zone, get all your cooldowns on your ability and your ghost weapons, which can be difficult to do when you have a teammate trying to assist you. So yeah, I let my teammate kind of do her thing there. I go and stock up on ammo. I believe there are a few more enemies left over here, and if I can just throw my ultimate, I can do that because I don't really need it for the first spawn. So to start off, I mean, we get that barrel out of the way because that barrel would be an issue when we start clearing the wave. So we make our way over to mine. Again, since it's a last couple of enemies and I don't really need my ultimate for wave 1, we'll clear them out and then capture the zone and get ready for wave 1. But yeah, I mean, the trick to getting these runs consistently is to have a consistent approach, right, to how you tackle all the waves. And when you do that, you kind of take out most of the RNG away. There will be some, but that'll just be up to your own situational awareness. How well you can handle things as they happen. So we like to chill at camp. Camp is like the best spot to be hiding out at when you're waiting for the spawns, because you can get a decent high ground at camp and mine. And let the enemies group up at the zone. So we kill the disciples, get everybody in the zone, and then we drop down. So since most of the enemies here are spearmen that will not die from a double toxic, we do the double toxic here and we trigger it on the archer, because the archer will die from a double toxic. So we're not wasting a potential kunai kill there. So yeah, kunai everything basically, and then we finish off the Oni Lord. Very simple. We got all our cooldowns, we have all our resolve ready to go, and then since it's mine again, good understanding of the wave composition. Right now we just ulti the Oni Lords and then we set up kunai kills. I don't really need to toxic here because most of the enemies are easy to kill with chain kunais once you weaken a couple of them, as you see here. But yeah, like set up the kunai kills, get our smoke back, then kill the archer and the lost oni lord, and then we are done. So as you can see there, very simple. Most of my approach there, I don't really need my ultimate, I just use it to kind of finish things off. Starting off with an ultimate can be a little difficult in terms of pulling enemies away from where you need them to be for grouping. But there are some ways where you need to ult to start. We'll go through those later. So wave 2, we get a double at camp, and most of these enemies will die from double weaken, so from double toxic, so we don't want to waste those kunai kills. So we'll weaken the shield Mongols and then kunai the rest of the wave. I don't ulti here because again wave 2 is very light, you just want to get your kunai kills and those headshots. So we do just that, smoke twice, spam headshots on the enemies and just get all the kunai kills to get the smoke back and just rotate that. And at the end here, we just have the 2 brutes. I'll drop smoke again just for ammo, but we're basically done here and we are good to go. But as you can see here, I didn't even use my ultimate. You will have certain waves where you need to ulti, but in most cases, if you can avoid it, you don't have to, because it will set you up better than if you actually use it. And so you actually be a little bit faster without ulting. But we'll go through some more examples. So we go down to mine just to kind of help out there and get some ammo. And like I said before, we make our way back to camp because camp is kind of like the best spot to be chilling out at, since you have easier access to mine, easy access to outpost, and then of course you can get on the roof at camp. So yeah, the first spawn is an outpost. We will make our way down there. The way I like to go down there is to typically bait the Hwacha right before I hop on the swing, and that will ensure that both the Hwachas try to hit me while I'm on the swing, and then when I get on that landing pad, they're not there waiting for me, so I can kind of kill the disciple. My teammate helped me there and she killed the disciple while I was on the way, so that helped me out. But again, you see I toxic and used my smoke there. The reason why I did this is to push the enemies. Well, really, I didn't have an ulti and I didn't use it because I want to smoke and toxic and keep the enemies away and then use the kunai to kill them. That way they're pushed out and the fire is spread away from me and I'm not at risk of getting burned. So yeah, once we do that, we use our stuff and we have a lot of cooldowns and we have ammo and we're pretty much ready to go. My teammate had the double there, so again, it's always better to just solo your doubles, because again, you can manage your cooldowns, you're more aware of what's going on, what's dying where. So for things like poison waves or flash body waves, it's just better to do your things solo. Because again, if you have somebody next to you and they're killing enemies behind you or whatever, and then you walk back, then you can take damage. So it's better to do your thing solo, and then you are good to go. But yeah, the first 3 waves aren't really bad. Very chill, and you kind of start to pick up from wave 4, but again, once you get the breakdown for what you're supposed to do, you do it consistently, you won't have any issues. So here I had tried to put a barrel in the tent, and obviously that didn't work out. So my play had to be a little different, but it's okay, not so different that I have to change anything. So 4-1 is a little heavy, so we definitely have to start with the ulti. And since there aren't any teleporting archers, we're definitely okay with just ulting in. So we'll ult the Only Lord twice, get some body shots on the Tengu with the double toxic. That'll set him up for the kunai kills. And we got lucky smoke there, but we would have gotten it back with the kunai kills that we're getting. So we'll just hold on to it there, and then we'll use an ulti just to get some kills on some enemies, and then we'll go back to throwing kunai like we were doing before. Again, we have the brutes left and the Only Lord, so we will wipe those out with the ulti, since they're the last enemies. You don't really need ulti in most cases. So we'll just leave both of them here, and then made a mistake with the kunai there, but it's okay. We'll get some resolve and then finish him off.
That's all.
Since I had the double here, it kind of worked out because the disciple should come back if it's an outpost. And we'll see what zones it rings. Okay, then it's a mine spawn there, so we can just clear out outpost and make our way back to camp and wait for the next spawn there, because again it's just the best spot to be at strategically if you're going to be waiting for the next spawn. And we luckily get a camp, which is nice. So 5.2 is actually fairly light. You can kill it with a double toxic, and then setting up some kunai kills there. As you'll see from how I try to do it, if you kill everything with kunai, you get everything back quickly. Actually didn't use the double toxic here, which is fine. I mean, whether or not you double toxic or use a single, you can compensate for that by getting your kunai kills. So over here I just got some headshots and then chained my kunai. What I was saying is, if you play to get all the kunais that you can, and not ulting to kill unless you absolutely have to, you will always have your toxic vanish, you will always have your smoke, you will always have your kunai, and you can basically go around clearing zones without much or any issues at all. It's kind of like I did there. But that was a good spawn. Senator double, forget what it was. But we just got the second one, so we were chilling. 6.1 is camp. So disciple spawn is where we don't like, and I actually ended up having to ulti. But as you will see in this case right here, when you start off with an ulti, it kind of pulls enemies in all sorts of weird ways, and it can actually slow you down. We recovered, fortunately here, but again, it just stresses the importance of not starting with an ulti when you don't have to, for certain waves. This was kind of one of those, but it's alright. We recover, we get all the kunai kills we need, and we have toxic vanish back. Very simple, easy as you like it. When you play for kunai kills like that, it's just, incapacitated. What is it? So we ulti down because orb was getting close and I need to get to the zone. We do one toxic. We want to secure all those kunai kills from the Mongol spearmen. But once we secure all the kunai kills, we'll just finish off with an ulti there. Now, I finished off with an ulti, but it would be a good idea to have one on ready if I was going to do 7.1. We'll see how those spawns go in a second, and what I end up doing. But it's always good to have an ulti for 4.1, 7.1, definitely 8.1 and 9.1. But most of the times, just depending on the composition, you might be able to get away without it, or you can build it when you're near the zone if you're in a good spot. So if you're at camp and you're chilling, you can definitely build your ulti while the enemies are in the zone. So yeah, okay, so we got an outpost spawn right here. Again, I don't have an ulti, but we can make it work. As I said earlier, I like to bait the watchers just before I jump, and then both of them will shoot at me while I'm traversing into the zone. And then since we don't have an ulti, I'll start with the toxic. Starting with the toxic is good here because you know, I can do the kunai setups before I smoke, and then when I eventually smoke, all the kunai kills are ready to go. So I set those up. I get my kunai kills and then I ulti. Again here, I could have ulted the Oni Lord, but I was just trying to play around. Have some fun with katana. But as you'll see, it's kind of a recurring theme. Melee doesn't matter for these kinds of runs. It's really insignificant. Anybody who would tell you MMC or whatever doesn't really know what they're talking about. You're just going to be using kunai and your vanish most of the time. So yeah, we just had some fun with the Oni Lord there, and we cleaned up and we're good to go for wave 8. So wave 8 is mine. Again, we are holding on to camp. We'll make our way down to mine to tackle this one. And yeah, the main strat, like I said earlier, we're gonna have to do an ulti here to start off. I will weaken I'll try to weaken all the purple defenders. And then we do a double toxic. From the double toxic, we'll set up the kunai kills by getting the Oni brutes ready to go, and then from here on it's just kunai. So we got everything we need. Ulti, smoke, toxic vanish, and we make our way right to outpost. The weird thing about wave 8 is that 8.3 is a little tanky. So in some cases you may end up using everything you got to clear it, and then you have nothing left. So we make sure not to use the toxic vanish and just use smoke and darts, just in case we don't get our kunais and we don't get everything back. We could have used it, honestly, considering that 9.1 we don't really have to use vanish. So maybe that's another area that could be improved there. But we did just fine without it. Our teammate sent an ult from camp, which helped to clear it out quicker. So yeah, we make our way back to camp. It's same process really. You repeat, and you do it consistently, and then it'll just become second nature. So yeah, 9.1. If you're assassin, if you're gonna do it, you don't toxic vanish. You can do this one fairly simply by just using the smoke and ulti, which I will demonstrate right here. Since I don't have ulti, I can build it off of the Oni Lord, and it works out because I would have to headshot him anyway. So we weaken the 3 enemies right there with some kunai kills. Since the kunai hit the Tengu, one headshot will set him up, and then one headshot on the couple headshots there for the defender, and then we're good to go. That's pretty much mine done. And we have everything we need. Now, there was a little bit of a hiccup here, because normally I would ult the disciple, weaken one Oni Lord that I will assassinate, and then body shot the Tengu. But I tried to do the body shots before I triggered the chain vanish, and the Oni Lord walked in front of my shots, which kind of messed things up, so I ended up having to smoke through without getting my setups. But we got lucky there. We got a lucky smoke, which kind of helped us out quite a bit there. And then, once we kill the Tengu and Oni Lord, that's just the brutes, and we can kind of dance around those and clear them out. So it's nothing too crazy, nothing too bad really. At this point, it's just building an ulti, and then we'll finish him off. But yeah, wave wave 9 isn't too bad. If you get the first spawn, you can definitely get a head start on it, since you only need your smoke and your kunai and your ulti. If you have the second spawn, I would suggest waiting, mainly because if you end up getting the double, it's better to start your assault once the enemies are grouped up, because the only situations that can happen for that kind of wave is whoever gets the first spawn gets a 1 and 2 double. If they get a 1 and 2 double, they can clear the first one and get their smoke back in time. If it's a 1 and 3 sandwich, again, they'll get their smoke back on time. If it's a 2 and 3 double, since you're waiting for the second spawn, you can also wait for the third one. That way you're not, in a pinch. So this is wave 10, fire kills. We'll let our teammate take outpost because of the fire kills. Again, Disciple's in a bad spot, so I ended up having to go down there to kill it and then ulti in. But as you can see, when you start with an ulti there, it can get a little wonky because the archers start teleporting. But for this one, we kind of had to deal with that because it's fairly tanky, and we didn't want to get started and waste all the resolve, especially with all the enemies that were there. So we risked the archers going around just to get better clear speed. So we make our way down over to mine. Again, we smoke, set up some night kills, just plenty enough to get us our cooldowns back and wipe this one because it's very light. Objective is well underway. We have all our cooldowns and everything's going pretty good. We don't have ulti, but again, wave 11 is light, so we can get by without it. Now since mine ended, since 10 ended on mine and 11 starts at mine, we're running the risk of having the disciples come back on us. So we're going to play a little bit careful here. I didn't keep track of when I killed the disciples, so I probably could drop down early and kill them quickly. But again, since I didn't keep track of the disciple, I don't want to risk the disciple coming back and throwing everything off. But again, 11 is light, so even if I had to rely on my teammate to do the 2 and 3 double or 2 and 3 different zones, they would have been fine, as they are with the 2 and 3 double. So yeah, we just double toxic and then kunai's here, and yeah, we're pretty much done. No ulti there. We have everything we need. Wave 12 can be a little tricky because of the archers, but again, it's the same process. I would suggest leading with toxic and smoke because you want to keep the archers in one location. You don't want them teleporting all over the place. Once they start moving around, it will slow you down significantly. So we got a camp spawn. We get onto the roof. Roof is a good place to chill at. Wait for them to gather up in a zone. 12.1, we have quite a few dogs that are good kunai kills there, so we will try to leverage those. We swing down. Now I could have smoked first, that would have stopped them from teleporting, so that was a mistake there. And the second mistake was trying to finish this with an ulti. But we make mistakes, and like I was saying earlier, when things happen, your ability to kind of adapt as the situation requires is kind of what will determine, whether or not you succeed. But that will come with a lot of practice. You get comfortable, get familiar with what you need to do and when. So right here we have the third spawn. Definitely a little tanky. Messed up some kunai kills. We had an ignite in the back pocket. And our teammate also threw on an ignite. And again, since we're both... Oh, I'm running Angios. And she's a hunter. That's a lot of fag damage. So that makes light work of that spawn. And we keep pushing. Now, for 13 to 14, outside kills can be a little challenging because you kind of have to play a little bit more aggressive. But I will say that you don't have to, since it's a duo. You can be a little bit more passive, let them come close to the zone. Depending on where you smoke, you'll obviously get quite a few of the kunai kills that you need to get. So yeah, we'll see how the spawns start up. So yeah, we have a mine first. We'll make our way down there. I'll include a Google Doc with some notes that I've written down that help me keep track of certain things. But yeah, the main thing for these kind of runs is to just memorize the spawn or the composition, like what kind of enemies are in each wave, so you can clear them. So right here, I made a mistake of ulting. I really shouldn't have. I should have saved and gotten as many kind of kills as I needed to there, but that's not a problem. I got my resolve and I got my smoke coming back. And as you've seen on the other waves, we can do a lot of damage with just the kunai and the smoke. So we set up a kunai kill there with on the group, and we'll do the same thing, or attempt to do the same thing with the defender there, which we messed up, but that's okay. We can just finish it off with an ulti. We have toxic vanish. We can get everything we need in time for the next spawn. So we have 15 out of 25 kills there. Again, you don't have to be too aggressive to get the outside kills. And we had a wonky wave 14 right here because 13 at a camp and it starts at camp. So Disciples can come back. Luckily they have that barrel outside the zone. Got a lucky smoke there, which is nice. But we'll just proceed to kill the kunai. And then try to get a few of the outside kills. And then finish off the group. Now again, the Disciple came back at a very good time. Since we got the 1 in 3 damage. That's okay. We have a lot of line progress, and we can ulti back in there. So not a real issue. We lead with a smoke and a kunai. We got unlucky smoke there, which is nice. Really right here I just want to clear, so I go for the damage by getting the double toxic. And by clear I mean we just primarily want to kill the Oni Lords because they're the main threat. So I'll ulti those once they're dead. It's just these 3 enemies which are easier to kill, so we will do just that. So right now, since I focus on killing, I don't have any cooldowns and any ammo, so I'll take it just a little bit slow just to get everything I need back. Again, if you don't have everything you need, you can take it slow. You can wait a few seconds, especially when you're still learning and trying to get used to playing like this. Sometimes you'll get to a point where you can play without everything you need because you're just comfortable with your abilities and your ghost weapons and your ulti. But until then, it's always a good practice to just make sure you have your smoke, your vanish, and whatnot, and start on a good foot. But yeah, I mean, we end up getting everything back, and it's a mine spawn. Again, going from camp to mine, easier traversal, and wave 15 on Blend the Snow is fairly light, a lot of easy kunai kills. In this situation, we go for the bears because the bears try to run away a lot. But another way to do it is to also ult the defenders and then use cooldown. We got lucky smoke again here, quite a few lucky smokes, and then just finish off by getting a bunch of cooldown kills. We messed up that one Mongol there, we didn't get the kunai kill, but that's okay. Toxic Vanish is almost back. Camp is ringing, and we have a little smoke, so we can just make our way. Right here, again, it's just clearing, so it doesn't matter what we do. So we just make sure we weaken those guys, get the kunai, and finish off the Onion and the bear, they take a walk, and we are done. So yeah, I mean, as you'll see, like, it's very, very simple. If, for one, you don't use your ulti to kill on the onset. If you're starting with an ulti, you're starting with an ulti to set up kunai kills. If you're ending with an ulti, definitely you can end with an ulti to kill because you need to finish off. Some waves you don't even have to ulti at all, so you can just avoid it altogether because you're just killing potential kunai kills. So that's all your cooldowns. But yeah, I mean, that's very, very simple to do once you get the data memorized. You know what enemies and what spawns. You know, who do you headshot, who do you body shot, who do you assassinate. But yeah, I mean, with practice, it's all you gotta do, and then you can get your dub. Again, doesn't matter if what your preference is for your katana. You know, this playstyle, kunai, toxic vanish, a lot of AoE and ranged weapon damage. You don't really need, any stance in particular. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the run. I will include I'll include some notes, like I said, on some of the things, some of the approaches that I like to plan out for each of the waves, each of the spawns that can help. You know, for anybody who's trying to learn and kind of get this info in their heads and just start using it. But yeah, that was it. You know, let me know if this was useful. I might do another one for tool shortage, because tool shortage is a little different from incapacitated, but not too different. But yeah, let me know, give me some feedback, and then we can probably work on that too. But yeah, I mean, in closing, no damage runs aren't really all that. You know, you just gotta practice and kind of get into that state where, you know, everything you do is to get a cooldown. You know, it's not necessarily, I have to kill to do this or that. It's just cooldowns. And when you're playing your cooldowns, you will pretty much be safe all the time because you have unlimited smokes, you have unlimited abilities. And if you're playing assassin, you know, the damage isn't too high that you miss out on your kunai kills. So you can really kind of play slow but also play fast because you got all that NJOs and status effect damage. So yeah, that's basically it. If you watch this and you want to give it a go, give it a try. Give me some feedback if it's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to reply in the comments. But yeah, that's it. This was Dread. Peace out.